Gamescom opening night live honestly had a lot to show yesterday. It was a pretty darn good show, and if you missed part or all of it, no worries, I got you semi-covered here as I go through what to me were the most hype things shown. Like 10 things that was the most hype to me. There's a lot of other things that I'm not going to be brushing on here, so if you want to know the full details, I'll link you a summary of the show in the description. What's up? It's Samurai Kibiji, where I like to build game hype with you, so if you'd like to do that, then consider checking out the channel. Now, these most hype things from Gamescom opening night live, they are not in order of like most hype to least, they are in order of when they happened. And the first thing on this list was in the pre-show with King of Fighters 15. It has its release date finally, and it had a really sick-ass trailer. I'm not a fighting game fan, but I respect it from afar, and I play a couple here and there, but I'm nowhere near a fighting game fan. I just thought this was a dope trailer, and it had so much energy to it, and it made me really happy for folks that are excited for this game, and it just looks awesome. Like, I just thought this looked awesome. But honestly, the second part of this list is one of the most hype moments of the show, in my opinion, and that's how the show started, with Saints Row. Apparently a reboot for the Saints Row series, and I believe it's titled Make Yourself or Do It Yourself kind of a thing or something like that. And it's about you just starting off with nothing. You know, you're building your way up to being this big syndicate, but you start off as this small syndicate. So you work your way up going against other ones, and I love that idea. And Saints Row is such a just random and fun game, and this trailer, it was a cinematic, but it was still fun. And then even afterwards, they showed you a snippet of gameplay, just a bit of gameplay, and it's coming a lot sooner than we thought. So that's really cool. I just thought this was a great showing and reveal for this game. Next up, we have Marvel Midnight Suns. Now, people know I'm a Marvel fan and all, and I looked into this game. It is a tactical RPG, kind of like Gears Tactics and so on, which aren't kind of like King of Fighters. This isn't my personal cup of tea, but I gotta admit this reveal trailer was sick. The music, the presentation, the plot, like I just thought this was a dope ass cinematic reveal trailer, and we're gonna be able to see gameplay in less than a week. They said September 1st. So if you just want to see a really cool cinematic trailer, just watch Marvel Midnight Suns reveal. It was really cool. Next up, alongside Saints Row, one of the best showings of this show, in my opinion, surprisingly, was COD Vanguard. Call of Duty Vanguard had such a cool gameplay showcase here where they just straight ran through gameplay. It wasn't a sizzle thing. They really did their best to really impress people, which I thought was such a smart move because, you know, if they just showed a sizzle reel trailer of the campaign, cool, like it's another COD game, but they really impressed by showing straight in-engine stuff that we could expect to play, and man, did it look polished. The lighting was phenomenal. The music, man, the music was so good in this gameplay demo, and I mean, they announced Laura Bailey was, you know, the voice for the character you're playing as here. I didn't really hear it until she started screaming, but like, I don't know, I'm not a Call of Duty player, but I had to admit, like, I said that 3 times so far in this video, but this was such a good showing between the sound design, the presentation, everything above. I was just like, this is legit stuff. Fifth thing on this list is finally, yes, Halo Infinite. You know I had to bring it up. This is my most anticipated release of both last year and this year. And unfortunately, we didn't get any campaign gameplay like I was hoping. 343 said that we wouldn't. But we got a ton of release details, which is really what the Halo fans are like, okay, that's what we need right now, you know? There's a release date, which I have a whole video on, by the way, December 8th. It's a perfect time, in my opinion. Go to the video, I'll link in cards above. But they also showed a specialized Elite Xbox controller and a Series X console. Both made me blow my mind. Those are really cool. I don't feel like having the money to fork over for it, but that's only because I'm broke as a joke. Nonetheless, this was really freaking cool for specifically Halo fans. Immediately after that, we had a game called Cult of the Lamb. And this is finally something that, you know, has no you know, I talked about Marvel, I talked about Halo, I talked about COD. This is just some indie game I thought looked really cute, really dark, and really badass. It gives me that feel that everybody's talking about with like Death's Door and other games and so on. It just looks like a really cute, but yet M-rated and kind of metal indie game that I just really think looks fun. I don't know, like this one really caught my eye and that's why I wanted to put it on. But speaking of something catching my eye, the biggest surprise of this showcase, well, there's another one we'll get to, but one of the biggest surprises to me in this showcase was this look at Doki V. I could be saying that wrong, but Doki V is a game that is using the Unreal Engine, and it looks like one of those, like a fake game, because you see all these people like, check out Kingdom Hearts 2 and Unreal Engine, check out Halo and Unreal Engine, like you see all these things like check out Breath of the Wild and Unreal Engine. It looks like one of those games, but it's actually a legit game, like something about the animation and whatnot. It just all looks so damn crazy and super good looking, and I wish there was a Digimon world or a Pokemon game that looks exactly like this. Like it had that feel of just this fun E-rated game that's in the Unreal Engine and looks phenomenal. And we'll see how it actually is. Is there a good plot? Is there good voice acting? Is the gameplay not repetitive, you know? I'm really curious about this game because visually I was just like so happy with it. Coming up to the end of this list, I didn't think this was necessarily a highlight, but I just thought it was one of the most noteworthy things that came from this show. Horizon Forbidden West. They finally came out and told people that they are pushing back the game in a very well-worded way, I thought. They're pushing back Horizon Forbidden West to February, and it will not be releasing in the holidays this year, to which everybody thought was going to happen. There was a lot of reported leads and stuff like that, which, yeah, it looks like it turned out that is true, and that's cool. It's a single-player game. Just polish it, have it good to go, makes sense, and yeah, I just thought it was worthy to mention here. Like, thanks for getting that out of the way, PlayStation. Now, the other big surprise of this show that really just kind of came and went, to be honest, was right after a PlayStation award, which was funny, we got a trailer for an Xbox game, Crossfire X. Now, it wasn't necessarily an announcement for this game, because Xbox fans know this is a game that's going to be exclusive coming to Xbox for the past 2 years, but we haven't heard anything about it for over a year now, and out of nowhere, we just get a full-on multiplayer trailer for it. Now, the trailer itself was kind of, honestly, like, it looks like it's bringing a lot to the table with, like, weird mutant-style creatures. Do you have, like, a PvE mode, or is that, like, other players get to play as monsters? And then there's, like, players with superpowers, the boogeyman, like, there's some elements in this. The first half of it just seems like another multiplayer shooter. But in the second half, I'm like, what is happening? So I haven't played Crossfire. I don't know anything about the game. So I don't know. This was just a really sudden surprise that came out of nowhere. No build up to it or anything. And because it's a Jeff Keighley show, they ended the show with a really, really good look at Death Stranding Director's Cut. If somebody has not played Death Stranding yet or bought the game, good job, because the Director's Cut seems like the game you want to play. This is the version of the game that looks like it is just chock full of features that makes it so much more convenient of a delivery simulator, like having a bot that can help you, shooting catapults and stuff. Like, there's just a lot of features that makes that convenient. And then there's a callback to Metal Gear Solid 1 with like VR missions, where you have something similar of all these various missions you can do underground and new story missions. Like, this seems like the definitive version of the game, but also makes the core game with the delivery stuff so much easier and a lot more to do. And it was just a really good showing. I don't think it was the way to end the show, maybe, but it wasn't a bad way. It was a really good just demonstration of what the Director's Cut's gonna be. And there's a lot of other things I haven't mentioned, like an honorable mention of Soundfall. I think that was a really cool teaser for that game. It looks really cool, and a bunch of other stuff. But the question is, What did you think of the show if you watched it? And if you haven't watched it, which of these sounded the most interesting to you? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to continue the discussion there. And over to the side, you can check out a video I said about the Halo release date and why it's perfect. And don't forget to be geek, be proud, be awesome. Thanks for your watching.